Hi, good day everyone. Trust you good and just as excited as I am to learn more about word processing application fundamentals. I will be sharing some amazing information regarding a word processing application with you that will help you to enhance your understanding and bring new meaning to what you already know and what you wanted to know. Thank you for joining this session as we are about to embark on a journey to understand the fundamentals of a word processing application. So to start off, as many people are talking about word processing applications, the big question is, what is a word processing application? A word processing application is a software program that contains all the tools that will allow us to create digital documents, for example, letters, reports, and questionnaires. There are many different types of word processing applications, some free to download, some we need to buy, and even some that allows us to work online and collaborate with others. Examples of free word processing applications: Office Writer and Google Docs. The most popular example of a paid word processing application is Microsoft Word from the Microsoft Corporation. Throughout this course, we will be working with Microsoft Office Word 2013. As we will be working with Microsoft Word 2013, it is important that we make sure that the program or software is installed on our computer. Starting Microsoft Word 2013, the operating system, example Windows 7, 8, 8.1, 10, etc., plays a major role regarding the steps. For the purpose of this instruction set, we will be working with Windows 8.1 operating system. The first step is to move our mouse pointer to the taskbar and click on the Start button. In the Start screen at the very bottom of the screen, click on the little arrow. This is the More Apps button that appears at the bottom left-hand side of the screen, which will take us to the screen that displays all the programs installed on our computer. We will then scroll to the right side of the screen till we see the Microsoft Office 2013 application and click Word 2013. We will now be navigated to the Microsoft Word program. How was that? Did you manage to find your way starting the Microsoft Word 2013 application? Well done! Now that we are in the Word application, what and where to from here? From all the templates in front of us, we will select Blank Document, which will navigate us to a new blank document. What is all these features at the top and the big white area? Also, what is this thing flickering here on the white area? The screen in front of us we call the Word 2013 interface. Understanding the components of the Word 2013 interface is very important, as this will help us navigate our way in the application and allow us to work like a professional. How does that sound? You can work like a professional. Now let's have a look at the components of the Word 2013 interface. The title bar. This is the bar right at the top of the interface that tells us in which program we are working in, and the file name we are busy with, or by default when opening the program. The title bar will read Document 1, Microsoft Word. The Quick Access bar. The small bar here in the top left corner is called the Quick Access toolbar. The Quick Access toolbar allows us to access frequently used tools much quicker. For example, when we want to save a document that we were busy with, we have to go to File and navigate down to Save and click. The Quick Access toolbar allows us to just click on the little blue icon that looks like a stiffy disk. Do you know what a stiffy disk is? This takes us way back when computers started and we needed media to store our information on. A stiffy disk was one of the first media storage disks to store limited data on. The ribbon. The strip where we see File, Home, Insert, Design, etc. is called ribbon tabs. Each ribbon tab contains various groups with a set of related tools, meaning once you click on a specific tab, for example Home, we will see groups like Clipboard, Font, Paragraph, Styles, and Editing. When we click on the Page Layout tab, we will see groups like Page Setup, Paragraph, and Arrange. Thus, each tab has a different set of groups, and each group has a different set of tools. The tools inside each group are the functions we will use to manipulate our data or the page setup. As we are starting off with exploring the Word interface, we don't expect of you to be a genius. But what makes the program so amazing? You don't have to know all the tools' names by heart. We just need to have an idea what the tool's name is and what we want to achieve by using the tool. Then click on one of the ribbon tabs. Navigate to a specific group and start hovering our mouse pointer over the tools. As we keep our mouse pointer on a specific tool, it will tell us the tool's name and a short description of what it does. Come, let's make an example. We want to change the font color of a selected text to blue. First, we need to select the text that we want to make blue. We can use existing text or we can type new text. In this instance, we will type our name and surname in the big white area where the cursor is flickering. To select the text, we will click in front of our text and drag across till the required text is selected. We will then make sure that we are on the Home tab and have a look at the tools under the Font group. First, we keep our mouse pointer on the first tool. What does it say? B. That is for bold, so this is not the font color. First, we keep our mouse pointer on the first tool. Remember, what the tool says, that is what it is and what it will do and won't change to another tool. So thus, we move to the next tool. In this instance, we keep our mouse on the I. This tool is for italic, so once again, not font color. So we move on and we see the U, which says underline. Again, we move on till we come to the A, with a colored line below it. As we keep our mouse pointer on the tool, it says font color. Change the color of your text. We will click on the little arrow next to the font color tool, which will drop a palette where we can choose a specific color. As we move our mouse pointer over the blue colored blocks, even though there are many different blue colors, we will see there is one option that says blue. We can now click on the blue option, which will allow us to change the color of our text to blue. The document area. The big white page or white area in front of us is called the document area. This is the area where all the information we enter via our keyboard will be displayed. This is the bar at the bottom of our interface, just above the taskbar, and display the current status of our cursor. For example, the page number, the amount of words in our document, and the different document views. It also contains the zoom tool, where we can resize the view of the page. Creating a new document in Word. Now that we know how to start the Microsoft Word application and have some understanding regarding the interface, even though we might not remember all the components right now, as this will take some time and more practice to get acquainted with the program and its tools. Let's have a look at creating a new document. Once we have opened the Microsoft Word application, we look for the template on the top line that says Blank Document, then click on it. After we have clicked on the Blank Document option, we will be navigated to a new document, and we will see that our cursor is flickering on the left side of the page. Remember that our cursor is the direct insertion pointer. This means once we start typing, everything that we type starts to appear on the screen and the cursor moves to the right side as we type along. Next, we will be looking at entering data into a document. Let's try to type something. We will start off by typing our name and surname. So I will be typing Nelson Mandela. Can you see how the cursor is moving to the right side as I am typing? Can you try it? So whether you type one line of text or 1,000 lines of text, either will form a document. This is how simple creating a document is. Once you know how to open the application and creating a new document, you can just start typing. And you thought it would be difficult working in Microsoft Word application? Now that we know how to enter text in a document, let's have a look at using some of the keyboard keys. As we type text in a document, we will see that by typing the text and as we come to the end of the page or the beginning of the right margin, our cursor moves automatically down to the next line. This movement is called text wrapping in the document. There might come time where we want to bring the cursor to the following line without reaching the margins. For example, we want to type a heading, bring the cursor down to the next row, make a clear line spacing, and type our next line or paragraph of text. For this purpose, we will be using the Enter key on the keyboard. Let's have a try. We will place our cursor at the end of our surname and on the keyboard press the Enter key. The Enter key will differ from keyboard to keyboard as to the manufacturer and will have different sizes and labels on. For example, on some keyboards, the Enter key will be a big square key. On others, it will be a long rectangle key. But you will be able to recognize it easily by the word Enter on it or the arrow which shows down and left. Press the key once to come down to the next line. And if you want a clear line spacing, press Enter once again. Now we will type some more information regarding what we have learned. From where our cursor is flickering, we will start typing. This is my first Word document, and press the Enter key in order to come to the next line. We will press Enter again to create a clear line spacing. Let's type the following points of what we have learned thus far. I have now a better understanding of what a Word application is. Now press Enter to come down to the next line. I know how to access the Word 2013 application. Press Enter to come down to the next line. I know how to create a new document. Press Enter to come down to the next line. I understand the Word 2013 interface. Excellent! Next, saving a document. After we have created our document, we must understand that information that we have typed is only temporary on the computer. This means, should anything happen and the computer switches off or the program closes due to any unforeseen reason, we will lose all the information we have typed. For this reason, we need to save our document, as it is always good, and after you have created a document, to save it for future purposes. Example, when you create your CV, you can save it as your name CV, and when you want to update it, you don't have to start typing it over again, but just retrieve it and edit. How do we save a document? After we have completed our document, we go to the File tab and move down to the Save As option that will open the Save As screen. From the location list, select the location, example, computer or OneDrive. For the purpose of this course, we will use computer and then click on the Browse button that will open the Save As window. Now that we are in the Save As window, can you see in the title bar of the window what it says? That's correct, it says Save As. Let's complete the process of how we want to save our document in the file name box. Type in a file name, preferably a name in relation with the content of your document, to identify it for future purposes. For the purpose of this course, we will type in My First Document. Choose a file format to be saved as within the Save As type box. Example, Word document or Word 97 2003 document. Choose a location. Example, Documents. Click on Save at the bottom of the Save As window. This is the Save button that will confirm your file to be saved with a given name and in the location. Next, choosing a document. After we have completed our document and need to work on something else or leave for a quick break, we can close the document safely. How do we close the document? We go to the File tab and move down to Close and click. This will close the application. Alternatively, we can just click on the right block with the white X in the top right corner of the screen. This is the exact close button that will close the document. Excellent! We can now move forward with Microsoft Word 2013. Opening an existing document. When we have an existing document that we have saved or stored before, we can retrieve it for printing or editing. How do we open an existing document? We go to the File tab and move down to the Open option. This will navigate us to the Open screen. From the location list, select the location where the document is stored. For example, Computer, OneDrive, or click on the Browse button that will launch the Open window and display all locations and folders on the computer. For this purpose, we will use the option Browse after clicking on Computer. In the Open window, on the left side of the window, select a location. Example, Documents. All files and folders in the Documents folder will be displayed in the File and Folder pane when choosing this option. In the File and Folder pane, double-click on the folder that contains the file to be opened. If the file is in a subfolder, or if you can see the file in the File and Folder pane, select the document to be opened and click on Open at the bottom right of the Open window. Next, we will be applying character formatting. Formatting text means to change the appearance of our text and the document styles to make it look more professional and to draw the reader's attention. To format the text of our document, we will be using the tools of the Format group under the Home tab. How to use the tools of the Font group. Before we want to apply our format, we have to make sure that we first select our text. For this activity, we will select the text. This is my first Word document and apply formatting to it. To select our text, we click in front of the word list and drag the mouse pointer across till the end of the Word document. Now we have to format our text to make it stand out a bit. Hence, we use the Bold tool. Under the Home tab, in the Font group, we will click on the B. This tool will make our text bold, meaning it will put emphasis on the selected text and make it stand out more. Should we want to remove the bold feature, we click again on the Bold tool to deactivate the tool. Next, we want to italicize our selected text. Under the Home tab, in the Font group, we will click on the I. This tool will make our selected text lay on a slant, which will give the reader some thought when looking at it. Should we want to take the italic off, we click again on the italic tool. Next, we want to underline our text. Under the Home tab in the Font group, we will click on the U. This tool will draw a line under our selected text, which will give the reader some thought when looking at it. Should we want to take the underline off, we click again on the Underline tool. Next, we want to give our text a different font face. Under the Home tab in the Font group, we will click on the little arrow on the right hand side of the Font tool. The text in this tool will vary depending what font face was last applied to the selected text. The most common text that will appear in the Font toolbox is Calibri, Times New Roman or Arial. From the Font option drop-down list, select the desired font. Example, Comic Sans MS. This tool will change the font's face of the selected text, which will give the reader some thought when looking at it. Should we want to change the font's face again, we can click on the little arrow next to the font tool again and choose a different font. Next, we want to give our text a different font size. Under the Home tab in the font group, we will click on the little arrow on the right hand side of the font size tool. The size in this tool will vary depending what font size was last applied to the selected text. The most common sizes that will appear in the font size toolbox is 11 or 12. From the font size options drop-down list, select the desired font size, example 14 point, as this is our heading. This tool will change the font size of the selected text to 14 point. Should we want to change the font size again, we can click on the little arrow next to the font size tool again and choose a different font size. Next, we will be working with Zoom feature. When we look at our screen, it sometimes might be that our document view is too small or even too big and will cause damage to our eyes. As we are different people, we have different needs. Some people can see far from a distance, others not. Some feel comfortable with small text, others will feel comfortable with bigger text. Word's Zoom feature will allow us to make the view of the page bigger for better readability, or if it's too big, to fit the window. We can zoom it out to make it smaller and fit the window. How to zoom a page in or out? Under the View tab, in the Zoom group, we will click on Zoom. This is the Zoom button that will open the Zoom dialog box in the Zoom window. We can now select the desired size in percentage, example 100%, or type the desired size in the percentage section and click on OK. Alternatively, we can go to the bottom on the right hand side of the status bar and click on the minus to zoom the page out, making it smaller, or the plus to zoom the page in, making it bigger. Next, we will be manipulating text between documents through cut, copy and paste. When manipulating text between documents, we can make a duplicate of a portion of information and take it to other location, or move a portion of information from one location to another. Let's start with copying text. When we copy text, we make a duplicate of the selected text and can paste it at another location. How to copy text? First, we need to select or highlight the text we want to copy. Then, under the Home tab, under the Clipboard group, we click on the Copy tool. The Copy button will make a duplicate of the selected text and place it on the clipboard. The Copy button will make a duplicate of the selected text and place it on the clipboard. The next step is to place our cursor where we want to insert the text. Make sure that we are on the Home tab and under the Clipboard group on the Paste tool. When clicking on the Paste tool, our text will be inserted at the position of our cursor. Let's try to copy some text. We will make a copy of our heading. This is my first document, in order to demonstrate how copy works. So we first select our heading. By now we are familiar with selecting text. Then we go to Copy tool under the Clipboard group of the Home tab. Then we place our cursor where we want to insert the copied text. For this purpose, we will place our cursor at the end of our last text and press Enter on the keyboard twice, and go to the Paste tool under the Clipboard group of the Home tab and click. Now we can see that the text we copied from our heading is now duplicated. Let's work with cutting or moving text. When we cut text, we move the selected text from one location to another. How to cut text? First, we need to select the text we want to cut. Then under the Home tab, under the Clipboard group, we click on the Cut tool. The Cut tool will remove the selected text and place it on the clipboard. The next step is to place our cursor where we want to insert the text. Make sure that we are on the Home tab and under the Clipboard group on the Paste tool. The Paste tool will insert our text at the position of our cursor. let's try to cut some text. We will move to the last sentence below our heading. I understand the word interface, and place it below our second heading of this is my first document, in order to demonstrate how cut works. So we first select our sentence. By now we are familiar with selecting text. Then we go to the cut tool under the clipboard group of the Home tab. We can now see that when we click on the cut tool, our selected text is removed and placed on the clipboard. Next, we will place our cursor where we want to insert the cut text. For this purpose, we will place our cursor at the end of our second heading, press twice enter on the keyboard, and go to the paste tool under the clipboard group of the Home tab and click. Now we can see that the text we cut from our heading is now moved to the new location. Excellent! Your skills are increasing. Well done! Let's move forward with Word 2013. Preview and printing of documents. Now that we are done with our document, it is good to make a hard copy of our digital document. Yet, before we print, it is essential to first preview the document in order to see whether the layout of the document is correct. When we print the document, it means that we will get the information that we have created on the computer out on paper format through the printer. Next, how to use Print Preview and Print. We will go to the File tab and click. Move down to Print and click. This is the print option and will open the Print Preview and Print Options window. What do we want to print? In the Copies section, we will select how many copies of each page we want to print. In the Print section, we will select the printer that we will be using for the print job. In the Settings section, we can choose what we want to print. Example, print all pages will allow us to print all the pages in the document, irrespective whether the document contains 3 or 1000 pages. All the pages will print. In the Print Current page, will allow us to print the page where the cursor is on, and the Print Custom range, which allows us to select certain pages to be printed. If we have a printer that has duplex function, this option will allow us to print on one side of the page or both sides of the pages. Printing both sides of the pages helps us to save on pages, especially when we work with large documents. Finally, after we have applied all our settings, we can click now on the big print button at the bottom. The print button will print our document according to settings we made. Excellent! Well done! Excellent! Well done! You have completed the Word 2013 section.